talked about our buffing now. This is the guy right here. This is the guy that is difficult to schedule because he's busy, but when he likes something, he will buff it. I just want to put that out there so people don't start calling you, trying to get you to...
Yeah, please don't call me unless it's a cool car. Even then, probably not.
Then again, he still might turn it down. So this we did this last time. I want to try and get the light in right. I did some shooting on this before, and the light, after I reviewed it, you couldn't see it as well. Of course, it's a little bit dusty now. But this is what we did with the 3 stages, wasn't it? It was straight from the body shop. As you see, it's all swirly.
Body shop.
Right here.
Middle section was just wool. And then here was closer to our finished product.
Yeah, which this you can see a whole lot better now. I've got the light in better. I don't think we had bright light. We had a lot of cloud cover that last time. It's more noticeable now. So now you have this taped off. Did you just want to finish that door in wool and then
I'll hit it with wool and then we'll go back over again. It's been a couple days, so I just want to make sure with the temperature difference if it's all going to act the same.
Yeah.
But it should. We should have similar results.
So this is the back quarter. This is just as it came from the body shop. You can see, actually much clearer. I got the flashlight on here, just basically reflecting this off the paint. So you can see, actually, how bad it is. And this is just, you know, wet sanded and buffed. They probably just used, what would you say, a wool pad on this? That's probably what they did.
Just a rotary.
See it there, look at that right there. That really stands.
And again, without putting a light on it, this is really good paint.
It looks so much better until you pull the light out.
We don't want to come across as criticizing the body shop. This is an excellent starting point for what we're trying to do now.
Yeah, you can see it much better. I filmed this before and I couldn't really show what I was trying to pick out, but you can see the reflection now.
You can see your...
And they did say, okay, this was just, you know, wet sanded and buffed, or I think they call it wet sand and cut. And they said, you know, it's close, let the paint 100% settle before you do anything else, which now we have. You can really see that stand out there. So the paint is about 3 months old. And you said you was being kind of careful because you don't know the paint.
We're trying to keep the temperature down. That's why we're using wool to start. And that cuts well without a lot of speed. So that's the idea.
So keep the heat down. What you do is you're basically, I saw you kind of touching the paint.
Yeah, this is a coarser, obviously this is a medium wool pad. And so wool, unlike foam, will cut better at a lower speed. Okay. And that's essentially what we're trying to do. Pretty common now to use wool pads. 15 years ago, we didn't have wool pads that are like this. But now we do, and they work really well. It just takes time to get to, and that's a Roops medium wool pad, basically.
Again, it's one of those things you see more in person than you do on camera. That's why I keep moving the camera around. I'm trying to get it to show what I can see.
And again, we're picking this paint apart under light, under a controlled, you know, situation. If this car were just to drive by you on the street, it would look really good.
Yeah, which it did. After I washed it outside, this car looked good. Mm-hmm. And again, until somebody starts pointing it out to you, or you start noticing, once you start noticing this kind of reflection here, you move around the car and you see it everywhere.
Yeah, and ultimately this just makes the color, just brings the color out a little bit better because the clear coat isn't refracting light as much.
Yeah.
And that's all we're trying to do.
So you're going to run just a quick tape line just so you can kind of get a better before and after and see exactly the transition,
50/50
right?
50 shots are always helpful.
Because if you blend it, you don't see a definite line.
Right. So we'll correct this, we'll leave this, and then we'll go back and forth with the camera and try to capture the difference.
All right, so this is the side we're going to do. We're going to do the left side of the paint. I'm going to do a quick scan over here above that body line. You can really see that there. And again, we're nitpicking this. We keep saying this just because we don't want someone to take this the wrong way. But we're just showing you.
Leave a comment. The body shop sucks. No,
yeah.
The paint and body guys did a really good job.
They really did.
This is great.
This is just really focusing on this, but there you can see it really clear. So this is our line right here. You can see, don't look at the dot on the left that's moving, look at the one that looks stationary. That's the actual reflection I'm trying to show you. Just because the camera picks up, you can see it change. It's like it almost changes the color. It goes a deeper red when it comes to the corrected part there. So I'm looking here at the reflection of the light again. This is like the super obvious way to see the difference here. We've got half and half on the bumper there. You can see the reflection of the lights again. I mean, it changes the color. It gets a much deeper red. You see the line right there? It almost looks like there's film on here. It looks like there's a thick layer of dust, and it's not. It's just the swirl. You see that dot right there? I mean, this is what stage, the wool pad again?
Yeah, this is just wool and M105. Some of the paint is in worse condition, so with wool it cuts better, and we're just trying to find what works.
You can see on this deck lid here, if I stand here, and I'll zoom in, you can see the car sitting outside. You look at that, you see exactly what that car is, and that's red paint. I mean, to get that much of a mirror. So the deck lid has been done. This is half of the bumper.
And I went to here just to try to show the difference.
Oh yeah, you can see it noticeable now. You can just see here there is like a line.
Corrected yet, just because of the tape. It was hard to get in on that.
Yeah, but from here, the way that swirl is going, it almost looks like an arc. You see that? That is looking amazing.
Forever.
I mean, it's like you just keep creeping up on it, gets a little bit better each time.
I'm not tall, so like I can't get any taller.
That looks like you got it. Can you see anything?
I don't think so. Trying.
If it doesn't show up under those lights, it's like you're micro-analyzing it now. And that looks like glass. You can see now, I was talking about it, I can see the reflections. Bring your light forward. When you come a little bit more, right there, I can see the individual LEDs in your light now, where before it was just like a fuzzy spot. I mean, my camera's not focusing, but I can see the individual LEDs reflecting back. Which these things just look white when the camera adjusts. It has like individual LEDs. You kind of see a little bit now. The camera is pulling back. You can see those reflect in the paint. It's not the most scientific test, but your eyes tell you when it's good. But it's kind of got that really slick, smooth, and you can see the color has really come out now. Again, the camera's not doing it justice. But you can see the candy, if you look deep into it. This has 4 stages. I don't know, one of them is candy and then clear candy, I think. I'll put in the comments, I'll put in the description what it is. I'm going to check with the body shop. So now the color has really come out. The detailing is what brings the color out. The body shop did a fantastic job, but I really want to give a big thank you to my buddy Chet. He's the one that did the paint correction. It did a 3-stage paint correction on this, and it really brought out the color. I mean, the Milano red is probably my favorite red of all time, and it looks so good on this Integra. We'll go over the interior, But real quick, we did the Sparko wheel with the red stitching to match everything. And of course, it has the UK gauge cluster with the new glass. I can't forget the red seatbelts by seatbeltplanet.com. I love that. Gives it a much fresh OE look. So now you can really see the lines of the car. Now the shine is there, the clarity of the paint. You can see the color and how beautiful this is. So I'm going to call this kind of an OE plus restoration. It's basically exactly the way it would come from the factory. Of course, the Japanese front end. We did keep the B18C1, which is the motor that belongs in this car. It has a limited slip, Type R transmission, the LHT full turbo kit, and we built the whole intercooler piping kit out of titanium. This was supplied by our friends at Tycon Industries. They supply titanium that we use. So I got to talk about the exhaust. The exhaust is my favorite part. I would say it's a full 3-inch titanium twin loop exhaust system. And looking at the back here, I wanted to mention the black emblems. It has the Honda H's, just because this is originally what this car is. It is a Honda, even though it's branded as an Acura. But the black, it kind of ties into the whole scheme we've got going here. Now here's the titanium twin loop exhaust I talked about. You can also see the Skunk 2 Pro ST suspension. I want to give a thanks to those guys. And of course the whole underneath was refreshed with new bushings and new tie bars, as you see back there. So everything kind of goes, I keep saying this, kind of goes a theme, because this has been planned out since day one. The valve cover is the same color as the wheels. We refreshed the engine bay. Everything was color matched red correctly, so it all matches like it should. And the color scheme we've tried to keep even all the way through the car. It's kind of got that black, gray, and silver look, as you see right here. So there's going to be more on this car in a future episode. We're going to do some more driving shots. We've been running this car pretty hard. We've done it on the dyno. We've done maybe 50 runs back to back on the dyno, because we really want to put this car through its paces and make sure everything is 100% perfect. So guys, if you don't follow us on Instagram, check us out. It's under LHT Performance. I want to put a series of pictures of this car and some like behind the scenes, the pictures that I haven't shown on YouTube because I can't make 2-hour-long YouTube videos. But follow us on there. I'll show you a series of pictures. Also, we're going to try and attend a few shows, basically bring this car out, let everyone see it. And it's been so good getting inspiration from people, telling us how much they like it, how much they want to copy some of the ideas, and even the people it's inspired to start building their own car, which it's like the sincerest form of flattery when someone says, I like what you did so much, I'm going to do it to my car. It's such a good feeling when I hear that. So check it out. Next video is going to be a whole bunch of driving. If you want to see 30 minutes of this car going up down the street, spinning the tires, making all kinds of racket, get some driving impressions and tell you about how I think about the car. I'll give you my true opinion. I'll tell you what I like about it, and I'll tell you what I don't like about it. I've got a pretty diverse car background now. I've driven a lot of cars. I've driven muscle cars, supercars, European cars, and of course Japanese cars. So I'll give you my full impression and tell you what I really think, and then we'll talk about the plans for this car, and maybe we'll tease the next car. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video, and as I always say, enjoy your cars. Thanks for watching.